Hi everyone, and welcome to part 2 of this series in which I will be showing everything that I've ever colored, and we're diving into the Gnomes in the Neighborhood book for the takeoff in this second part. And I did the title page in this one. I was inspired by the lovely artwork of Mitzi on Instagram. She's an amazing colorist. Unfortunately, my inspiration wasn't as good as hers. I do like the golden details here and there, but my background is a mess. But oh well. I did like coloring this little gnome and the birds, but I had something different in mind for all the rest. I haven't done super much in this book, but I did do this one, and this was a failure. I had something different in mind, but because of my liquid watercolors, it didn't work that well in this book on this paper. So a lot of the liquid watercolor went into her body and face, and so I decided to make her blue and to give her and some fish a glow around her. But yeah, this was also a video series on the channel. I think it's a color with me video, I'm not sure, but funny thing is, it was a success on Instagram. I think it's one of the pictures with the most likes. So strange. I thought it was a failure, but other people seem to like it very much. This one, I'm sorry for the bump. This one I do like. I love the playful color of the background, and of course there's some shimmer and glitter going on, but it's not that visible. Oh no, I did use some Spectrum Noir clear glitter, and only some shiny details on the fish on his head. And Wink of Stella and Spectrum Noir isn't always that visible on camera. It is in real life, but I'm going to take a look at the next picture I did, and it's this one. I used some paints, used some Inktense, and I did use some marker as a base. And there's also some shimmer going on, and I've used some Paul Rubens paint on these flowers. Really like the effect that gives it. And also on this bird. It has a bluish shimmer, and I really like that. And that was it for this book. The next one is Fairies in Dreamland. It's the least favorite in my collection, from Denise Kled's book, I mean. Because of the fairies, they are too tiny for my taste. I don't like this page. It was from almost 3 years ago. So very not poppy colors, and I'm not a flower colorist either, but it would look different now, I think, if I would do it again. So also did this one into Marco Ruffins. And then I will have to take a look, flipping through. This is more recent. Yeah, October last year. More colorful, more shading, more highlights. And of course, glitter and shimmer. Yeah, this turned out quite lovely. And I haven't done maybe one. Yeah, also an oldie. Quite plain. So yeah, I'm not done a lot of this or of these pages. And then we have Mermaids in Paradise. I also haven't done a lot in this one. I didn't even do the title page. Normally I don't color in my title pages. At the beginning of my coloring adventure I did, but it's not something it's not my habit to do so. Really like how these turned out. They have some glitter gel pen on their tail. Really liking how this turned out. I've used quite some markers. Oh no, only 2 had a base of marker. So yeah, really liking this one. And I think I did this one also. I've used watercolors for the background, Paul Rubens on the birds, a lot of white signo for the flowers, and some stickles for the stars in the background. Really like how this turned out, but I had a lot of trouble with the watercolors and as background because the paper sucks up water quite quickly. That's why I also had some trouble with my background in the Gnomes in the Neighborhood page with that mermaid. And this is a whip that I'm totally not inspired about anymore. Not sure if I will be finishing it, but it's there if I want to. And that's these are the only pages I did in Mermaids in Paradise, so the 3 books by Denise Klett. Then we're hopping into the Disney books, although there are only 2 because not all of my Disney books are next to each other in my cupboard. I did a few in here, not that much, but I did some. This one, for example, Edgar from the Aristocats, shimmer and glitter and copper paint, some glitter gel pen on his umbrella. Had a lot of fun working on him, and I did use Albrecht Dürer, I think, for his outfit, and did a little bit shading with the polychromos, I think, but certainly not too much. And sorry for the bump. My phone is charging while I'm filming this, and so every time that I touch my the short of the charger, I had a bump. Another one, and that's Merlin with his golden stick to walk around. Some glitter gel pen also on his outfit, I think, here, and some glitter on his glasses. And this is a pearlescent paint on top of Neo's, I think. I really like how this little owl turned out. And then we have Dumbo. Also shimmer and glitter. Because I'm not always sure how to do the background in these books, I like to give them an accent with some shimmer and glitter paint. So that was everything for this book. And then we dive into the second volume. And since I don't have this book super long, I only did one, but I had an amazing time doing this page. Shimmer, glitter. Used Albrecht Dürer only for these two lovelies, for the leaf. I don't think I shaded some extra. I just left my Dürer as they were. And I thought they looked perfect. I haven't even colored in some of the leaves because there was already a lot going on. I left some uncolored. I thought it was a nice effect. So far that's the only page I did in this one. In August. I did it in August. It was a gifted book, so that's why the little gift note is still inside. Then we go to the artwork of Jasmin Beckett Griffith. And I did quite a lot in this one. So I'm just starting at the back. That's more handy. Done this lady. Used some Inktense for her gown. Like the shine in her hair. These are one of my... oh, I have another one. Love this page. I can't hardly believe that I colored in this one. Because I really like how her face turned out. And yeah. I love the shading on her cheeks. A bit of shimmery details on the clock. Very proud of this one. And then these are one of the first colorings in this book. 2016, so that's 3 years ago almost. I was very proud of this one. I remember. Yeah. What a difference. And this was done a year after. December 2017, December 2016. So progress from 1 year. This is a more recent one. Tried my luminance pencils on her. Was still looking for a decent skin color combo. When did I do this? In August. I've written it down here in glitter gel pen. And of course a lot of shimmer going on. Again, some oldies. Also December 2016. Messed up this one, so you can see that quite often in my books. Or although not often, but if I really dislike a page, I put a cross over it. Another one. This was a whip for quite some time, and I left it because I didn't like the hair, and then after a few months I decided to try and save her, and I like how she turned out eventually. I would color her in a whole lot different than I did back then, March 2017, but nevertheless, I think this was a more recent date that I finished this one, because I really put this picture aside for quite some time. So I think this was the time that I've spent on it to make my mistakes better or undone, and to save this page. Then we have another one. Some shimmer in her hair. Don't like this cat. Don't like the fur, but yeah, fur is still a bit difficult. Also one of my first ones in this book. I did a lot of them in March. This is a recent one. It's from this year. Was also a whip. Didn't like how it turned out, and so I did a base layer of Albrecht Dürer with a pale skin, but I didn't like how she turned out, so I decided to make her a dark beauty, dark skinned beauty, and I really like how she ended up looking. Love her hair also. Another oldie. You can see that the colors are less poppy in my older pictures. This was the very first one I did in this book. Oh boy. It's so nice to see how you made progress in these books. This one is also I like very much. It's also an older one, but really like the expressions she has, and yeah, the colors that I've chosen. All done with, sorry for the bump again, all done with pencil again. This is also an oldie. So I did quite a lot in this book. And that was it for this one. And then we are hopping to the Halloween one. I did less in this book, I think. This is the one I did. That one I liked also. Really like her freckles. I didn't have a clue what was going on here, so I just did something. Some, yeah, tryouts. Very proud of these two vampire sisters. Really like how they turned out. Some smaller ones again. Really like this one. And I did like this one also. This character is based on Michonne by The Walking Dead. Really like how she turned out also. Although it's an older picture. And that was it for this book. And then we are diving into the Mermaid's coloring book. This one is quite recent. Yeah, May from 2019, so this year. I really like how she turned out. I really wanted to do something different, and I've used my Pablo pencils for the most part in this picture. Really, really like this one. Also like these two. Love how some of my shells are looking. Like this one, I like this one very much. Also like this one. And of course there's some glitter and shimmer here and there. Also like these three little ladies. I've used some glitter nail polish for the bubbles. Really like how they turned out also. And this lady, I do prefer coloring in smaller faces. I'm always a bit worried when doing big faces. It's such a lot of work. So most of the time you will see some smaller faced pictures. And I think that is it for this book. Yeah, that's it for the Mermaid's coloring book. Then we are going into the Shadowscape coloring book. Only did, I think, 1 or 2 in this one. It's a very special artwork. I did 2, I think. 3. This one is a failure. I haven't even I didn't even took the time to do some extra shading because I did not like this one at all. I was super inspired doing this picture when I started it, but no. I do like this one though, with some shimmery fish and some shimmery bubbles. Really like how this turned out, and I've written down everything again. And I've also done this one, and that was the last one in this book. Not too sure how I feel about this one. I like the shading on her dress, but I don't know if I like the dragon that much. It has some shimmer. But yeah, no, I'm not sure how I feel about this one. And then we are diving into 3 Polish coloring books. The first one is Coty. Did a few ones in this one. It's by Barbara Sobczynska, I think it's pronounced. I have Polish roots, but I can't speak the language. So I can only guess how the name is pronounced. I love this little kitty cat. Had a lot of fun doing this picture. It's an oldie, 2 years old almost. And this paper can take watercolors very well. Did I do another one here? No. Then I have my grandma with her 2 kitties and a boiling kettle, some shimmer here and there. Yeah. I really like how this turned out also. And this was for Christmas last year, I think. Yeah, 2018. Had a lot of work figuring out how to do all these Christmas bulbs or Christmas balls. So yeah, I think that was it for this book. Yeah, that was Coty. And then we have the dog version of her, series. Also did a few in here. Not a lot, but a few. I did this one. Such a cutie. Did this one. This one, this was for Jen, because she had her 3 pugs still when doing this page. Also an oldie. And that's it for this dog book. And the last one for part 2 is Smokey Dragons Above Krakow, also by Barbara Sobczynska. Still have a lot to do in this book too. This one, and he has some shimmer and glitter on his wings, gold paint. They all have a few details in gold. Yeah, lovely artwork. Then I have my coffee dragon. Kept this quite plain. And I think these were the only 2 in this book. Oh no, I did the first page in this book also. Yeah, that's the first page. Really like how this turned out also. Mother and all of her babies flying. Really lovely. 2 years old already. So this concludes the second part of this series. I really hope you enjoy my journey in coloring so far, and I hope I will see you again for part 3. Thank you for watching and take care. Bye.